So for the first couple of minutes of us talking about team building, I'm going to ask y'all some questions and I want you to interact. So you guys who are muted, when you want to answer, I want you to unmute. But in looking at team building, because that's what this is all about for the next 30 minutes, you have to have a reason to team build. What is your reason to team build? And it can be as, you may say, well, I make more money, so that makes it selfish. That doesn't make it selfish. That's like saying, you want your children to not be successful in school because they don't want somebody else to feel bad. It is whatever you want. So what are the reasons why you want to team build? And let's just take money off the table. Let's just say we all know that if you team build, you make commissions, right? You get $50 and they're qualified and all that kind of. So let's take the money off the table as far as to make more money. What are some reasons to team build?
To move into a new position in Mary Kay.
Okay, why is that important, Jules?
Is if I'm gonna do something, I want to become better and better at it, and I don't want to be stationary.
Okay, so would you call that personal growth?
Yes.
Okay, so let's say personal growth. And would you say maybe leadership skills?
Yeah, any leadership opportunity.
Any leadership opportunities, okay. Because you guys, because all three of you who were on here live and everyone who watches this recording, I promise you, if you've been in Mary Kay for at least a year, you have recruited someone who has quit. At least.
Yes.
And what does that feel like? Zulema, what is that when you bring somebody in and you're excited and then?
I was discouraged a little bit because I was feeling like I was about to start a team, and I tried to motivate her the best that I could, but it's okay. If she's not ready, maybe it's not her time. She might be in the future, who knows? So when I swallow that, I move on, and I still haven't recruited anybody, but I am trying.
I know.
And that's what it's about.
And so that's
right?
That's something I want to your attention. You've done a great job, Zulema, of saying, I understand, it wasn't her time. Not everybody is going to want to do this. Some people are going to come in and leave and all that. But I'm sorry, but we are women and we are emotional and we invest in people. And so we do take it personally. And I'm going to give you guys permission to be okay with that.
I'll be honest, when my person that I thought was going to be amazing ended up quitting, it really sucked.
Yeah. No, it does. Or people that you look at and go, oh my gosh, she's going to pass me. Like she's got so much potential. See, this is the thing, you guys. Team building has nothing to do with your skills. Well, it has a little bit, maybe this much, 1%. When I built my car team, all I did was say, want to be on my team or not? I didn't have videos. I didn't have audios. I didn't have internet. We didn't have computers. We rode dinosaurs to the grocery store. I mean, we didn't have any of these tools. We didn't have social media. We had a thing called a telephone and it had a cord. And we could only go so far in our kitchen as we were on it. So it really is not the tools, although we are going to talk about the tools tonight and how to use them. Team building is right here. And for those of you who aren't watching the video, it is right between your temples. It is this space right here. It's team building. Because you guys are all extremely successful at selling the product. I think every one of you have had at least one grand week. You know how to sell the product. And you're confident in selling the product. If I held up this product right here, Look how I'm doing this, Jules, so you can see it.
No, I can't.
And I said,
I can't.
do an infomercial real quick. What is this called? What are these?
Hydrogel patches.
Okay, good. They're hydrogel patches. And what are one of the benefits of the hydrogel patches?
Get rid of your under eye bags.
Okay, and what else?
Hydrate the skin to help get rid of fine lines and wrinkles and eliminate puffiness.
Right? And what is the word? It begins with an M. It was a famous movie. That it has this of the water molecules that are what helps on the patch.
Moisturize?
It's called a matrix. So that's what makes you sound really important. It has a matrix of water molecules. Okay. All right. I learned those things from Andrea. So if you got in front of somebody and they said, oh, I have under eye circles and bags, do you have anything for that? Would you feel confident to say, well, we have what's called hydrogel eye patches. I would love for you to try it. You put them on. You can put them on several times a week. You can put them on every day if you want, you know, and I think that would help with that. Do you feel confident in that product? Do you feel confident in explaining it? Do you feel confident? Yeah, especially if your director's looking at you. But here, that confidence comes from knowing the product, believing in the product, and believing in your own self to explain the product. It's self-confidence. I'm very confident in explaining how the hydrogel patches work and that they're awesome. And I love them because I use them. And you should buy them. And if you don't like them, guess what? You can return them. So I'm very confident in that. What I want you guys to do is I want you to bring that confidence to team building. You can just make up your mind right now. 1 out of 3 people that you add to your team are going to quit. And it's probably the person that you thought had the greatest potential. So just when they quit, go, done. That one's off the table. The next 2 are going to be rock stars. The second person out of every 3 is going to hang. They're going to hang around. Someday they may sprout wings and fly in Mary Kay Butterfly Land, but they're going to hang. And 1 out of 3 people are going to stick it out. And they're going to go through the cycle of excitement and then fear and then success and then disappointment and then questioning and then commitment. What I want you guys to do in team building is the very first thing you're going to do is you're going to ask yourself, do you believe with your heart, soul, and gizzard that this is an amazing career opportunity? That if someone works the business the way it should be worked, they will be successful and they will make money. Do you believe that with your heart, soul, and gizzard?
Yes.
Yes. Do you know why new people don't normally do a lot of team building? Well, okay, let me take that back. New people usually have 1 or 2 people, what we call fall into their lap very quickly because they are recruiting on sheer enthusiasm. Okay? But as they go on, newer people, it usually takes 6 to 18 months before they see the value of team building. Do you know why? Because when they start selling the product, they're already using it. They're seeing the change in their skin. They probably were a customer. They probably were a hostess. They got free products from being a hostess. They love the fact they're eating the products at a discount. They love that if they've already been a hostess, all their friends are already on the products. The proof is already in the pudding. The pudding has been made, it has been eaten, it has been digested. Okay, we're not going to go any farther than that, okay? It's kind of gross. All right. But belief in the career opportunity comes when you have not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, but maybe 8 or 9 amazing weeks. when you have a party where you sell 3 Voluform sets, where you have a week where you sell $1,000 in a week, right? Because once you've done it, what does that tell you? Once you've done it, what does that tell you? It can be done again. If you did it once, you can do it again. If you did it twice, you can do it again. Do you know how many years it took before they finally had someone run a 4-minute mile? I don't know, it was like in the 30s or something. But once it happened, hundreds of people did it. Why? The belief barrier was broken. Once you have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 10 team members, and you see how the numbers work, out of 10, 3 are going to work, 3 are going to hang, 3 are going to say, that was fun, I'm moving on to the next thing. It's okay. It's not your fault. It's not my fault. It's not their fault. It's the numbers. And if we will learn to embrace and not fight the numbers, we will be so much more confident in team building. Alice, I started out by saying, how many of you have sponsored in someone that you thought would be great and they quit? Or they died out? Or they just didn't do anything? And
Yeah.
Zulana, even in your case, lovely, lovely young lady. I thought she was going to be a rock star as well. She even knew a local director that would adopt her. When she quit Mary Kay, my response to you was what? She never started. How can you quit something you never started? That's why we don't take it personally.
Yep.
We put the information out there. They get the messages. They get the emails. They get the Voxers. You can what? You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink that pink Kool-Aid. Right? You can pay for piano lessons for your kids for 5 years, but if they don't start playing the piano, guess what? You just wasted 5 years of piano money. So I want to take away any guilt or any doubt or any responsibility you think you have for your team members. Your job is to bring them to the opportunity, explain it to them and say, what do you think? And I will tell you guys, 99.9% of the time, I say, Alice, now that you know the facts, tell me, who do you know would be great doing what I do? Who do you know could use more freedom and flexibility? Who do you know? I very rarely ask that person. And I want y'all to think back, if I did marketing with you, and I didn't with you, Alice, but if you think back, you could probably remember me saying, you know, you'd be great at this, but if you don't want to do it, who do you know? Now I say, now that you know the facts, who do you know? And if it happens to be you, that would be awesome. What does Andrea say in her iStory? Joanna took us all to dessert and coffee, handed everyone an agreement and ignored me. Because she sat there like this. She's like, I would never do this. I'm like, fine, I turned my back to her. She's like, she turned her back to me. Okay, so now that you know, team building must be an attitude of confidence and knowing that you know this is a great career opportunity. It doesn't mean that you think they should quit what they're doing now and pursue this for the rest of their lives. This is just a side hustle or a plan B for some people, or maybe to supplement, you know, a spouse or significant other's income, or it might be just to be part of a girlfriend club. All that's great. We're not telling them to quit their job or quit their current lifestyle. We're saying, what can you add in? If you were to add a part-time job, or if you were to add a hobby to your life, where would it fit in? If you were to meet up with girlfriends every other week for brunch or coffee, where would you fit that in? Well, every other Friday night, my husband goes out with his guy friends. Okay, then every other Friday night, let him stay home with the kids, and you have your Mary Kay time. And I'm not telling you get him back tit for tat. I'm just saying that there's a play there. There's a reciprocation. Okay. And you can do the same thing with your girlfriends. If you've got kids that need to be taken care of or you need coverage on something, you can do the same thing. Y'all, bartering is huge. Go for it. Do it. I see on Zulema's Mary Kay private page where she puts other people's businesses there all the time because she's doing a tit for tat there. They're going to put her business on theirs. So don't be afraid of that. But you guys, I'm going to show you a couple of tools, but you don't have to memorize anything. And you can literally pull this up, screen share it with your potential team members, go through it, ask the questions, or even send them the packet in an email, go through it with them. They can see everything you're seeing. There are no secrets. And it's in your seminar notebook. So let's go there now. I'm going to do it for you. Okay. Can y'all see where it says discover what you love?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So this is from my website. If you go to resources and you go under the notebook is there, and then each individual document is there as well. This is called the recruiting notebook. If you print it off, it's going to use a lot of ink. So you may want to consider sending it to FedEx where you get a discount and doing it on cardstock and putting sheet protectors and all that. But this is what I do with someone, okay? So this is all about just discovering what you love. It may be Mary Kay, it may not, but let's discover what you love. Today, we're going to do 5 things. You're going to tell me a little bit about you. I'm going to tell you a little bit about me. I'm going to tell you about Mary Kay, the company. I'll answer any questions you have, and I'll ask you if this sounds like something you'd like to try, or if you know someone who'd be great doing this. So you might want to put in your notes. Finally, I'll ask you if this sounds like something you'd like to try, and then add in, or if someone you know, if you can think of someone you know. Now, let's assume I'm doing this with someone I already know. Let's assume I'm doing this with Jules. She's my daughter. I might change this to say, Jules, today we're going to do 5 things. I want you to tell me as an adult now what you really get excited about. And I'm going to tell you what my favorite thing about Mary Kay is. So y'all hear the difference? You hear the difference there? So it can be used either way, whether you know them or not. Because I know, Alice, you talk to a lot of relatives. Our world headquarters is located in Dallas, Texas. Mary Kay is a real woman. She's not like Betty Crocker or Colonel Sanders. She was a real woman. Now, Alice, tell me a little bit about you. Listen to what she says. If she starts with her family, write that down. If she starts with her education, write that down. If she starts with where she's from, like Zulema might say, well, I'm originally from Mexico. That's a source of pride for her. I'm married. I have 2 children. I live in, those are sources of pride for her. Those are important things to her. If you were to say, Joanna, tell me a little bit about you, and it was an interview or a business situation, I would say, well, I've been building my Mary Kay business for, almost 28 years. And, I'm an executive senior sales director. Yes, I drive one of those little pink cars. If it were a church situation, I might say, well, I'm married. I have 2 grown children. They're very successful. I have an 84-year-old child that lives in my guest house. We call him Dad. Okay. So you got to listen to how they answer. And then I would say, Alice, what do you love most about your current life, job, your situation? If she says I'm a stay-at-home mom, she's going to see that I'm asking her, what do you like most about your life or job? I always tweak it a little bit to say, basically your current situation. What do you like most about it? What would you like to change about it? If money and time were not an issue, how would you like to be living a year from now? What are some things that you would love to accomplish in the next year? Do you hear how I'm adding a little bit to it? What would you like to accomplish in the next year? What would you like to see change in the next year? Well, I'd love to be debt-free. Huh. Wow, that's a great goal. I'm not going to tell her how to be debt-free right then. I'm going to acknowledge it. Just a little side kick here, or side comment here. I was working out today, and I just put on a movie on Netflix while I'm working out and stuff. And I've been watching just 30-minute increments of the movie Hitch. And he's trying to tell, what's his name, how to, woo Allegra and everything. And one of the things he says is, look her in the eye, acknowledge what she's saying. Don't look at her boobs. Don't look over her head for someone else to talk to. Look her in the eye and acknowledge what she's saying. Then you guys know active listening. Alice is great at this. Active listening is, so what you're saying is, you would love to pay off any credit cards or debt, school debt, things like that. I did a coaching call with Jules recently, and she said, my car, I would love to pay off my car. That's a great goal. Let's write that down. I think we can make that happen very, very quickly. And, for me to say, oh no, why don't you pay, you should do this instead. That's my goal. That's not her goal. You've got to be an active. She says, oh, I want to take my kids on vacation, or I want to afford to divorce my husband. Whatever she says, you say, huh, wow. You might even say, I would never have guessed that about you. That's very interesting. Only 1 to 2 sentences after she answers. Write that down. Only 1 to 2 sentences after she answers. You are not trying to tell her how to right now. The how-tos come after she signs her agreement. Okay? I always say, do you feel you have freedom and flexibility right now in your life? Let her answer. She might even ask you, well, what do you mean? Well, do you have the freedom to take off and go to your kids' soccer games, or do you have the flexibility to take vacation whenever you want? Do you feel you're paid what you're worth? Do you see how I'm not reading it exactly? I'm tweaking it. Zulema, I know you're muted, but tell me, are you following along? Do you hear how I'm kind of putting it in words?
Yes.
You just read it, it's going to sound stilted. You got to kind of play with it, practice with it. Y'all do this with your kids, and I always say their name. If you keep doing what you're doing right now, you think you're going to be happy. In other words, if life continues right now, years down the line, are you going to be in a happy place? Write that down, guys. Are you going to be in a happy place? Oh, you never know what's going on in someone's life. You never know. What I want to do is get cured. I didn't even know her child was sick. And if they say something like that, you just say, do you want to tell me about that? No, I really don't want to talk right now. Okay, let's go on. On your page, My Life, if you're doing this, I'm doing it with the slideshow, you may want to screen share some family pictures and stuff. If not, you may want to paste some pictures on here. I can teach y'all how to do that another time. I learned how to do that today. But if you printed this off and you just want to put on there, that will work. Okay. All right. So that's your MK Life. And it might be some prizes you won in Mary Kay. It might be your sashes, because I think you all got sash. Yeah, you all won prizes and sashes. It might just be your dream notebook. It might be your dream home, your dream vacation, a big dollar sign to be debt free. It's completely up to you. Getting to know Mary Kay. Now, you guys, based on her answer of tell me a little bit about you, you're going to know where you should focus on right here. You're going to know. If she talks about her, hang on, let me turn this on. If she talks about, you know, I love my girlfriends, I love hanging out with my girlfriends, then this is a good one to see, to talk about. This is a good one to talk about. You can just kind of skim over it. You can say, you know, Mary Kay built the company based on the golden rule of priorities of faith, family, career. I always say just faith, family, career. You know, we hold over 1,400 patents. We believe that one woman can. Do you notice I'm not reading the whole thing? Do y'all see that? Jules, I know you're driving, but it's this, the slide says one woman can lift others up along the way. What I'll say is one woman can. We've donated millions of dollars to help change the lives of women and children around the world by providing for shelters to save women from domestic violence. It's a company built by a woman for women. We have the values of the golden rule, make me feel important. We have over 160,000 free cars on the road. And you can say my director drives a brand new 2020 XS6 or whatever it's called, Cadillac. We have zero landfill. We've planted over 1 million trees. And this is where I say, what here jumps out at you? What just, you go, oh, that's cool. And then you may want to expound on it. If they say, I didn't know it's been around since 1963, yes, and we are not going anywhere. You don't have to worry about joining a company or having your friends or family join a company and we go belly up in the next year like a lot of brick and mortar companies are doing right now. Mary Kay is all about professional and personal growth, positive female friendships, mentorship, financial security, and having a positive community tribe. Have you ever wanted to own your own business? Look how I turned that into a question. Have you ever wanted to own your own business? Do you think it's important to be affiliated with a company that has global responsibility? That we have created an environment where we empower women. We believe in making a change in our community. We give you multiple streams of income and we want you to use your personal strengths. Mary Kay was the Me Too movement long before anyone ever heard of the Me Too movement. And diversity, nobody can touch our diversity. Which one of these things jumps out at you? That engages her again. Then you talk about the avenues of income, okay? Now, when I do the avenues of income, let's start with makeovers. 50% profit on everything you sell, highest direct sales commission in the US. A Mary Kay party on the average has 4 to 5 guests, usually has 300 to 400 in sales. Amy's going, yeah, not this past weekend. Takes about 2 hours of your time. Right now with virtual parties, it's 1 hour. Okay, if a party takes 2 hours, including prep time, how many could you hold a week? Well, I mean, basically, if she doesn't say anything, then that's when I say, so Alice, tell me, if you were to kind of have a part-time job on the side, how many hours a week could you give to it? If she says 4 or 6, y'all, that's 3 parties. Okay, well, that's 3 parties. So multiply that number by 300, and 300 times 3 is 900 in retail sales. So you'd be about $450 ahead each week. What could you do with that kind of money? What would you spend your profit on? Don't say that. They can read that. They're going to be reading that. You're going to say, what would you do with that money? You know, you said you wanted to be debt free. Would you put it towards that? You said you wanted to put money towards your car. Would you put it towards that? I am painting the picture. You guys, just like when I talk about the product, I go, and when you get this home, just throw it in the drawer in your bathroom. You don't need to worry about having it out, because when you open your skincare drawer with all your Mary Kay, you're going to see it sitting right there, and you're going to remember to do your eye patches. You might even want to take a magic marker and put Monday, Wednesdays, weekends. So 3 times a week, you remember to do your eye patches. Assume the sale. So based on that kind of profit, Alice, where do you see yourself using that money? And then you let her answer. If she doesn't answer, and Alice, this is something you and I've been working on, waiting for that answer, because we won't tell them what the answer is, you know, and saying, well, what about, you know, you said you want to put it towards your car, or your education, or your kids' braces. Would that put a dent in that debt? Okay, same thing. You go through all, these are all the avenues of incomes, guys. Makeovers, reorders, team building, car program, leadership. Okay. What are the advantages of a Mary Kay career? Did you know that we don't have quotas in Mary Kay? Now, if you choose to earn a car, you choose to be a director, then you have to meet certain criteria each month to achieve that goal. But there are no quotas. You can go anywhere in the United States and Puerto Rico at any level in the company. Once you're a director, you can go work in 36 or 38 different countries right now. Okay? Flexible hours, personal growth. What did y'all just say? Personal growth, unlimited earning potential, advance at your own pace. You don't have to wait for somebody to die, quit, or get fired for you to move up. Tax deductions. There are so many tax deductions for owning your own business. And I am not a licensed accountant, but your accountant, if you have one, or you can go online and look, there are tons of advantages to owning your own business. I bought a new computer this year and got a new phone, and it's all a tax write-off because it's a business expense. Numerous educational opportunities. Now, what that is it's completely free to you. You have access to the Mary Kay In Touch website 24/7. You have access to our director's website 24/7. Videos, infomercials, graphics, flyers, anything you want. What does it take to get started? Okay. Well, y'all know that right now they can come in for $30, but I would explain this page. The starter kit is $100 plus tax. It includes over $400 in retail products and supplies. The inventory is optional, but it is recommended, and you get a 90% buyback guarantee on any inventory you purchase. But I want to share something with you, and this is where you're going to want to pull in this slide. And you can always just print this off and show it to them if you're sitting down with them, or if you're doing this virtually like we are right now, you just screen share it. You know what? I will actually ask Kay to put this in there. It's just, I know it's going to time out, so I don't want it in there permanently. But you can see here's our starter kit, everything that comes in the starter kit. Do y'all see that? Okay. And then right now we're doing what's called an e-start. So basically you get your personalized website and your credit card processing for 1 year for $30. Normally that would be $70. You don't get any products, you don't get a starter kit, but you can basically start for $30. Okay. All right. And then this is on its side, but again, if you're doing sheet protectors, you would have it turned, but it's real easy just to say, this is everything that comes in the starter kit. It's all listed out here. I can give you a copy of that. So let's go ahead and close. Now, even with all my explanations and everything, that only took 12 minutes. Okay. I didn't go through all the avenues of income, but that took 12 minutes. So you can do all of this in less than 30 minutes over a cup of coffee. Okay. So tell me, Alice, what impressed you the most about everything you heard? And whatever she says, you go, that's interesting. Wow. Okay. I like that. That's good. What qualities do you have that would make you shine as a consultant? Did y'all hear how I said that? That would make you shine as a consultant. I mean, Amy, I know it's not for you, but if you were to ever in a million years, like your children were starving and you just had to do something, what qualities would you bring to the table? Y'all write that down. What qualities do you bring to the table? Because you're interviewing them as well. Okay, so Amy, in your wildest dreams, if you were to become a Mary Kay Beauty consultant, what would be the biggest benefit for you? Now, Mary Kay used to say if they don't say money, they'll lie about other things too. But the biggest benefit is usually going to be income. And y'all, I have heard women whose husbands make buku money that say, oh, the money, free car, recognition. I love that one. Okay. So I'm going to ask you this question, number 4, because it's there. And my director said I have to ask it. But before you answer, I want to kind of ask you a question behind it. So on a scale of 1 to 4, what is your interest level in having your own Mary Kay business? Or and being a talent scout and recommending someone you know who could really use something like this in their life. Because it may or may not be for you. But on a scale of 1 to 4, what's your interest level? In either being part of my organization, say that. In either being part of my organization, women want to be part of a team. Being part of my organization. And if she's a D personality, if she's like me, if she's like Jules, if she's like Andrea, if she's like Alice, if she's like Maureen Koger, who recruited Alice. I think that's so funny. I always forget that. D personalities, they take charge. Amy, you've become a D personality with everything happening in your family. Very much a take charge. So you might even say, you know, what is your interest level in being a part of my organization and possibly starting your own very quickly? Paint the picture, assume the sale. Most people are going to say 1 to 2. If they say 1 to 2, I say, who are you thinking of? Tell me about them. Why would they be good at this? Alice had a customer recommend somebody, and it's Haley. So Alice has a new team member, and it's Haley, who's in Atlanta, who I'm working with now, finally. That took a couple of months, huh? Okay. We love Haley. She's beautiful. Okay. Inside and out. If she says 3 to 4, say, who are you thinking of? Give her a second and then say, you? Could it be you? Who are you thinking of? And then the only other thing you need to do is say, is there any reason why I can't invite my director to do a quick follow-up call with you just to let her know how I did and sharing the facts. And then you always ask, are there any questions that you have or that you have for someone else that I didn't answer for you? Now, I like to reserve 45 minutes to an hour to do a marketing share with someone because they might start pouring out their heart to me, and I don't want to be watching the clock and thinking, oh my gosh, I've got a meeting and I got to get away, and you know, but I always say we're going to try to do this in the next 20 to 25 minutes. We're going to go over this. But keep her interacting. Because remember, as you're turning these pages, I've got it right here. As you're turning these pages, and she's looking at them, if you're sitting down face to face with your mask on, or 6 feet away, okay? She's reading it. Believe me, she's reading ahead, okay? And if you have tax advantages page and you say, first off, let me explain how we don't have any quotas. Next, we don't have any territory. Those of you who go through fast. You could even do the first 3 and explain them and then say, what else on that list jumps out at you? Let her tell you. If she's like Joan and she loves to like learn. I mean, the woman calls from France on vacation in the middle of the night to learn because she don't want to miss anything. She might say, what is this numerous educational opportunities? Like, do we go to college? Do we go to school? Oh my gosh, you're going to love it. You go to school and you do it in your jammies. People understand that concept right now. And we always have new education, and we always have new videos, and we always have new training. You're going to love it. School is never out for the professional. If she says, well, what about this no territories? So I can go visit my mom in Florida? Yeah, and have a Mary Kay party. And write it off. Okay? Do y'all have any questions on how to use the seminar notebook? We have 2 minutes. Did y'all write a lot of stuff down? I would recommend that maybe in the next 10 minutes, you go through the seminar recruiting notebook again that you've printed off of your notebook. Do y'all all have your notebooks printed off? Yes? Yes? I love it. Okay, if you have your seminar notebook printed off, you promise you do, you can give yourself 10 extra points on our SPARK form. Okay, I would love to see y'all have a notebook with tabs. This is actually the copy that I printed off, but I would love to see you have your little tabs, okay, all done, so that you look very professional when you meet with somebody virtually or 6 feet away. And that you say, oh, let me show you the CAR program. Oh, let me show you how to become a director. Oh, let me show you. Okay, you have all those little tabs, just like in our notebook that is on Joanna. I'm not even going to go there. Okay, that's on joannashype.com, the whole notebook, like Joan just showed you. But go to the section that says team building. I like team building more than recruiting. Recruiting sounds kind of, you know, we're going to put a uniform on them and make them do push-ups. So yeah, it's team building. And I want y'all to talk about your organization. I don't care if you don't have any recruits right now, any team members. You have an organization. How many of y'all have at least one customer? You got yourself an organization. You are building your organization. And you know, you might have people even ask, so Joan, like, are you going to quit nursing? And nursing's her passion. She's like, no, that's the beauty of this. I can work it right into my schedule right now. Nursing is my passion. I love saving lives and helping people and seeing them get well and, you know, surviving. And, you know, I love that interaction. But Mary Kay gives me another avenue of income that also brings a lot of positivity to my life. As a matter of fact, I was just recognized as the queen of team building in my entire unit. And I got prizes and a sash and recognition. That ain't gonna happen on my night job nursing. So now she's not putting nursing down, but she's showing how Mary Kay can add to that life. Right? I'm able, you know, this is something I always tell people that oh, okay, our time's up. When I was a school teacher, I was an amazing school teacher. And I was a great coach. I was a football coach. And I was so good. I was the first one there every day. I was the last one to leave. I turned my lesson plans in on time. I mean, I was into it. I was good at it. I did almost everything they told me to do that I believed in. I did pray with my kids and I got in trouble for that, but it's neither here nor there. But I was good at it. But my kids never saw me good at teaching. Well, Jules wasn't born yet. Kevin never saw me good at teaching. You know what he saw me? He saw me in the morning. Let's go, let's go. We got to get to daycare. Let's go, let's go. Get in the car, get in the car, get in the car. And then stopping at McDonald's to grab him a little breakfast and, you know, whatever. And then dropping him off at daycare across the street from the school and being at school all day. And then picking him up from after school daycare because then I coached, and then taking him to the gym where I taught aerobics 4 nights a week and on Saturday mornings. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Get in the car, get in the car. And then rushing home and getting home at 9:30 or 10. Okay, come on, let's go to bed. Let's go to bed. Get your bath. Kevin thought that mommy only did this. Let's go, let's go, let's go. And then on the weekends, mom was exhausted. Exhausted. One time, I'll tell y'all this story and I'll let you go. Jules was really little, but she could talk then. She could talk pretty early. And I went into the bedroom, because I didn't have an office at the time, to make phone calls. And that's what I would do. I would close the door and I would put the stop sign up and I would sit on the bed, and that's where I would make my phone calls before texting and computers and all that. And I heard Kevin, Jules was knocking on the door, and Kevin said, leave mommy alone, she's working. She's doing her Mary Kay. And she goes, I don't like Mary Kay. I don't like Mary Kay. I don't like it when mommy does Mary Kay. And I started to open the door because I felt so guilty. And Kevin said something along the lines of, Jules, you didn't know mom before Mary Kay. She was grumpy all the time. You let her do her Mary Kay. It's not what's taught, it's what's caught, right? And they see you happy and excited. They see you working. That's good because they don't see you they don't see you at work. Joan, Ireland doesn't see you at the hospital, does she? Amy, your boys don't see you? No. I mean, Zulema's kids see her all the time. She's kind of wishing they would leave. All right, you guys, okay, if you have any, go back through that notebook because while it's fresh in your mind, okay, enthusiasm lasts for 48 hours and start making out a list. Make out a list of everyone you want to do a marketing share with. Get a bunch of people on Zoom at one time and tell them you're just going to do some practice. And just for being on and answering questions and interacting with you, and please invite me to be on as well, that you'll give them a lipstick at half price. Y'all need to get rid of your lip glosses anyway. New lip glosses are awesome, by the way. Okay? They are awesome. All right. Love you guys.